All right, welcome back to the ball game. Bottom of the first inning. James Etheridge facing Bryant Trice. Two guys will be playing at the next level, and he jumps on the first pitch, hits it up high into the air to left center field. Chris Mobley racing over toward the fence, reaches out and makes a fantastic catch. He covered a ton of ground. He was right behind the left fielder, Christian Moore, very close to the fence and the scoreboard. One down as Trice jumped on a fastball and definitely hit it deep, but Mobley, who made a great catch at Jeff Davis, probably a better catch than this one right here, grabbed that one as well. 1-2, runner going. Here's the pitch. Call, strike three. No reason to make that throw down to second because that is the third out of the bottom half of the first inning. James records his 218th strikeout of his Bulldog career. And we play one scoreless frame. Bulldogs taking on Bleckley County and Cochran on Y101. Off the left-hander, Austin Williams, who gets a sign from Dylan Churchwell and delivers the 2-2 pitch, swinging a liner. This one is into right center field and a Bulldog base hit, and in fact, the first hit of this ball game by Jeremy Beasley, who now has 20 hits on the season. He had 20 last year and 21 as a sophomore. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners on first and second, 1 down in a righty-righty matchup. And here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. The ball gets away. And Ben Brantley will have to go all the way back to the screen to pick it up. So it is a strike three, but no out recorded, and now real trouble. Bases loaded, 1 down. And a situation in which he had to make the throw because it was out number 3, of course. Just out number 1 and then 2. There's a ground ball back to James. He'll handle it easily. He's going to run several steps and toss it over underhanded to Jeremy Beasley for out number 3 to strand runners on second and third in the second inning. That keeps this ball game scoreless. This is the opening round of the state playoffs, and we're going to take a break here listening to Bulldog Baseball on Y101. Tyler's hit a triple and 2 doubles and driven in 9 runs on 11 base hits, so he's been a productive hitter. 3-1 pitch. Upstairs, no. Tyler Luke had thrown the bat and run down the first base line. Wasn't halfway there, but was getting close when the umpire said strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. There's a borderline pitch. I'd have to see it again on instant replay. Of course, you don't have that advantage. Doing radio. 3-2 pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball foul right toward Brian Fitzgerald, the former Bruton Parker Baron. His Barons are playing today in Montgomery, Alabama, in the SSAC tournament. They opened up with a win over Mobile. Patrick Kraft, of course, the former Bulldog, a backup second baseman and runner. Been playing in the series. Tyler Luke swings and hits the ball deep to left field. Back goes Austin Williams to the fence, and this ball is gone. A home run for Tyler Luke. The Bulldogs' first home run of the season, the first of his varsity career, and the first one in a long time. I think he hit one in junior ball. He takes a big hand slap from Brian Fitzgerald. It's this Bleckley County team that's supposed to be the team that hits all the home runs, but instead it's Tyler Luke, who at times this season has hit the ball hard. He almost hit a home run at Jeff Davis on a ball that ended up being a sac fly. A solo home run to open up the top of the third and put the Bulldogs up 1-0. Be a private school now. Used to be a public school, now a private school. DR sends a flare into right center field and drops it in for a base hit. Blake Horton stopping at second base, puts on the brakes and slides, and then has to scoop back to the bag. DR with a base hit. He has 12 runs batted in this season. It's both the leadoff guy and a guy who's hit lower. There's a bouncing ball, and it makes it through. Blake Horton being waved around third base by Brian Fitzgerald. Here comes the throw in, bouncing to the plate, and Blake scores standing. RBI hit for Hunter Brady to put the Bulldogs up 2-0. Brady with his 13th RBI. And a big 2-out hit for a guy who's been a hero on a lot of occasions for the Bulldogs in the regular season. Wonder, will Bleckley County try to manufacture something? No, there's a question this morning, did it ever happen in football? Bouncing ball, catches the ball, and runs to the back. It was a hard hit ball, and Jeremy handled it easily, threw an assistant and slid a little as he planted his foot. Well, Bleckley County, after the Bulldogs scored a pair of runs in the top of the third inning, scored 2. And now we're going to the fourth inning. 2-2 ball game. Game one of the best of three. Opening round of the state playoffs on Y101. Barry hitting .273. Has hit a home run and a couple of doubles. 1-0 pitch. Ben swings and hits it up high in the air. Pitcher's going to back away. The third baseman's going to give way to the first baseman. Nobody caught the ball. I guess the pitcher had the best look, but in the big leagues, they always say somebody else take it. In high school, usually the pitcher's a pretty good athlete. Austin Williams backed away. At first, it looked like the third baseman, Austin Simmons, was going to catch it. Then Caleb Slaughter, the first baseman, came over, and he reached for it, and it drops in. And he went 2 for 4 against Swainsboro. That cold night, had a double in his first at-bat, then 2 strikeouts and a triple in his last at-bat. Here's the pitch. Swings and hits it hard, deep to left field. This ball is going to bounce near the fence and a fair ball. Bulldogs will have runners on second and third. Tyler Luke hits a double. He has 2 base hits today, giving him 13, a home run, and now 3 doubles. Bulldogs on second and third. I bet you when Bleckley County was researching the Bulldogs, they were talking about hitters like Jeremy Beasley, Hunter Brady, James Etheridge, Christian Moore. I wonder if they had a scouting report on Tyler Luke. Austin Simmons is the number 9 guy. Then Bryant Trice is going to come to the plate. Bleckley County scored a pair of runs in the bottom half of the third inning. 2-out single by Dylan Churchwell. Here's a pitch, bouncing ball to James Etheridge. He's been busy today, and the pitcher feels it in front of the mound and throws to Beasley, 1 down. And the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3. James has not piled up the K's today, but he's been getting outs. And the 3-2 pitch with 2 down. Swing and a miss, strike 3. James with his best frame facing the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. He handled a grounder and then back-to-back strikeouts. So we played 4 in game 1 of the best of 3 between the Dogs and Bleckley and Cochran. And it's 2-2 as we break on Y101. Williams winds to 1 pitch to DR. Swings and hits it hard to left field. Back goes Austin Williams to the fence, and that's going to bounce over his head up against the fence. DR Meadows racing to the second base bag, and he leads off the 5th inning. The freshman hits a double. So the ball is carrying well. We do have a breeze. Tyler Lucas hit a home run, and DR has hit his first extra base hit as a varsity Dog. So he now has a dozen hits and is 2 for 3 in the ball game. A 1 pitch is hit, bouncing up the middle, base hit. DR Meadows coming to third. Brian Fitzgerald holds him up. Bryant Trice is an East Georgia signee, and he's a center fielder, and he tosses it in. Runners on first and third. James Etheridge now 1 for 3 in the game. Brings up Hunter Brady. 0-2 pitch, swinging a liner into left field. Oh, the shortstop Cal Young scoops it up. They turn 2, and the Bulldogs will score a run. Well, I told you could move, and that ball was hit so hard. In most high school games, it's into left field for a base hit. Instead, it's a second 6-4-3 double play, but the Bulldogs score a run and take a 3-2 lead. No RBI for Brady. Strikeout, single, double walk, loaded up the bases, but on the walk, an out recorded at second. 0-1 pitch, liner up the middle, base hit. So the Bulldogs are hitting the ball hard off the left-hander. They went 3 up and 3 down in the first. Beasley had the single in the second. Of course, Luke had a home run, and Meadows had a single, and Brady had an RBI single in the third. Then in the last inning, Ben Brantley had a single, and Tyler Luke had a second extra base hit, a double. And in this inning, already 3 hits, and here's Christian Moore. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll play another game after this. A lot of people wondering why we didn't start at 4. Well, they had some rain earlier today. I talked about that on the morning show. I told you they were getting rain over here. They had almost an inch. I walked a little of the field. It was kind of wet on the Bulldog side. Swing and a foul tip caught by Ben Brantley. Strike 3. Righty-righty matchup. Slaughter off the first base bag. Here's a pitch, liner into left field. In comes Christian Moore. Snags it right above the belt. 2 down. Hard hit ball. We come in with a breaking ball against the left-handed hitter. Kind of tie him up right beneath his hands. D.R. Meadows dancing towards second base, now retreating to his shortstop position. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike three. Ball gets away. Ben Brantley tosses it nicely to Beasley to complete the out. James with 2 more strikeouts in this inning, and he leaves a runner at second base in the bottom half of the fifth. Bulldogs 3, Bleckley County 2 as we go to the sixth inning and take a break. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball on Y101. As far as hits are concerned, he gave up a double to Cal Young, the fine shortstop, a single to Austin Williams, his fellow pitcher. There's a bouncing ball right side of the infield, fielded by Beasley, tosses it to Etheridge in time, so he puts the right foot on the bag and records the out. Beasley fielded it very quickly. James ran over there nicely, and Beasley got it to him where he could find that bag easily. One reason why is obvious. It's a one-run game. The other one is you don't want to turn that lineup around and have to go back and face Caleb Slaughter with the game on the line, perhaps. Ball's popped out of play right side. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Because if you go 3 up and 3 down in this inning, you got a chance where you don't have to face Slaughter. He'll be in the on-deck circle. Bouncing ball to Hunter Brady at second. Reaches down to scoop it up and throws it to Beasley. 2 down. 2 down, nobody on base. Bulldogs leading 3-2, bottom half of the sixth. James right now working on the number 8 hitter in the lineup. Gets a sign from Brantley. 2-2 pitch. Drops it in. A beautiful curveball for strike 3. Got him looking. A 3 up and 3 down for James Etheridge. Had one in the fourth, has one in the sixth. Bulldogs lead 3-2 going to the seventh as we take a break. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball on Y101. Bulldogs leading 3-2 in the top of the seventh inning. Game 1 of the doubleheader today. There's a liner into center field. Trice comes in and dives. Did not catch the ball. Boy, he made a great effort. DR with his 3rd hit. He's 3 for 4 playing in his father's hometown. Meadows with a short lead off the first base bag. Here's the pitch. James swings, hits it bouncing up the middle, base hit. Meadows stopping at the second base bag. James with back-to-back singles. 2 for 4 brings up Hunter Brady. This is a righty-righty matchup as Ben Brantley flashes the sign, and James gets ready with the 1-2 pitch. Here it is. The ball's hit into the air into left field. Christian Moore will make the catch. Trice tagging at third. Here comes a Moore throw. It's going to be cut off by Luke. Throws to the dish, and late the game is tied. 2 down, runners on first and second. Zach Evans now 0 for 3 in the ball game, but a sac fly to left field. And the 1-0 pitch to Brandon. Swings and lines it into right field for a base hit. Tyler Luke rounding second, now stopping. There's a throwback behind him. He's on the bag, though. Brandon Beckham with a single from the 8-hole brings up Blake Horton. D.R. Meadows on deck for the Bulldogs. He's working on a 3-hit game, 3 for 4. Base hits in his last 3 at-bats. 3-3 ball game, top of the 8th. Bulldogs on first and second, 2 down as Horton settles back in. He's got an even stance, does not wear batting gloves, puts a bat on his shoulder and waits the pitch, swings and hits it to Cal Young at short, fields it smoothly and flips it over to the second baseman Adcock for out number 3. That's the one guy you do not want to hit the ball anywhere near because he is really good, that's for sure. And the Bulldogs will leave 2 runners on base as we get ready to go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. The Bulldogs 3, the Bleckley County Royals 3 in the opening round of the state playoffs. Game 1 of the best of 3 on Y101. Blake Horton 2 down, top of the 10th, 3-3. Blake hitting 9th is 0 for 4. Fastball strike as Evans gets ahead. He's a right-handed pitcher, not tall, but he's got some size as he winds. So 1 pitch. Curveball hit left side. Third baseman swipes at it, but it bounces by him into left field for a base hit. 2-out hit by Horton brings up D.R. Meadows. James has 9 strikeouts. He's working from the full windup now, so perhaps he can get a little more gas on that fastball. Here comes a pitch. Breaking ball is hit right side to Hunter Brady, and he flips it back to third, hoping for a double play opportunity. Did not have any. And Tyler Luke able to smother the throw that way because it was low and in the dirt. Big out, though, 2 down. James gets a sign from Ben Brantley. 3-0 pitch. Hit up in the air in the infield. Hunter Brady looking up into the sky, and some sunshine comes in, squeezes it, and we're going to the 9th inning. Bulldogs get out of trouble, and James Etheridge strands runners at 2nd and 3rd. A leadoff single did not hurt him. How about that? That is fantastic pitching for sure. Going to the 9th inning, it's 3-3 in Cochran as we break on Y101. And we'll see if Brian Fitzgerald gives James the bunt sign. James has singled his last 2 times to the plate, in addition to a fly ball to left and a strikeout, and he's 2 for 4. He's swinging and he lines it right side by the second baseman into right field. D.R. Meadows will stop and look back at the second base bag. Great start to the top of the 9th inning by the Toombs County Bulldogs. And the 1-1 pitch to Hogan. Swings and bounces it right side to Slaughter. He has it, flips it to Evans. He puts the foot on the bag, and the Bulldogs will leave the bases loaded in the top of the 9th inning. Slaughter made a good play. He was back toward the outside cut. Evans had to get over there, and it wasn't a perfect throw, but good enough to keep this a 3-3 game going to the bottom half of the 9th inning as we take a break. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball on Y101. 3 balls, 1 strike. He's taking time before this pitch. Normally he works very quickly. Here it comes. Chunks it in for ball 4. Just missed. Ben Brantley framing the ball. Leadoff walk. Here comes Caleb Slaughter. Due up next, he started off the day as a DH, is Zach Evans. Will the Bulldogs walk this guy right here? Because he doesn't mean anything. The runner at second means everything. James is going to pitch to him right now. Runner going to third. Here's a pitch hit up into the air into right field. Back goes Hunter Brady's got the ball. Chance to get a double play. Throws to second. D.R. Meadows puts his foot on the bag, and the Dogs turn 2. Hunter Brady goes into the outfield grass to make the catch, and he throws it over to Meadows, the shortstop. Dogs turn 2. They pitch to Slaughter. I was questioning that in my mind, but Brian Fitzgerald comes up with a gem there. I was thinking, why not walk him and face Evans? Now 2 down and nobody on for Evans. No balls, 2 strikes. So what will James do with this 0-2? Last time, put it in the zone. Gave up the single. What are you thinking? Here comes a pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball right side of the infield to Brady. Scoops it up, moving toward the first base bag, and throws it to Beasley for the 3rd out. Great pitching once again by Etheridge. And it turned out to be a fantastic decision to pitch for the first time to Caleb Slaughter. And the Bulldogs got a double play ball out of a pop-up to Hunter Brady. He went out into the right field grass from his second base position to make the catch. And, of course, a 4-3 grounder for the 3rd out with a runner moving towards second base. So we're going to the 10th inning for the first time that I can ever remember doing Bulldog baseball, and that spans a long course of time. 3-3 as we take a break. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball on Y101. He's a right-handed pitcher, not tall, but he's got some size as he winds. So 1 pitch. Curveball hit left side. Third baseman swipes at it, but it bounces by him into left field for a base hit. 2-out hit by Horton brings up D.R. Meadows. D.R. has a chance to be on base 5 times in a ball game. He had a run of like 4 straight games where he reached 2 times. And the 3-0 pitch. He takes it all the way, and it's not even close. Ball 4. So runners on first and second. You know James Etheridge wants to take care of business right here. He singled his last 3 times to the plate. He's flied out to left field and a strikeout before that, but he did single against this guy, Zach Evans, a right-hander. And a single right here could put the Bulldogs up 4-3 in the top of the 10th. Stretch by Evans. First pitch, a breaking ball, drops in nicely. 0-1. He's got a good curveball. It's slow, but it'll start off above the letters and drop in there if you give up on it. 0-1 pitch, another curveball, not even close. Above the shoulders, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's 3-3 in the top of the 10th. Bulldogs on first and second and 2 out. As Evans comes set. Here's a pitch to James. Swings and hits it left side and through. Blake Horton coming to the third base bag. Brian Fitzgerald is going to send him. Here comes the throw offline. Blake Horton scores. Throw to third. Out there, but it won't matter. The Dogs will get the run. James Etheridge with an RBI single. He's 4 for 4 in his last 4 at-bats, and the Bulldogs lead 4-3. Brian Fitzgerald said, "You're going to have to make 2 good throws to get my base runner," and Bleckley County did not. The throw tailed up the third base line, and Horton was able to score. So how about Blake Horton? A 2-out single, and he scores the run to put the Bulldogs up 4-3 as we move to the bottom half of the 10th inning and take a break. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball on Y101. It's 3-3 in the top of the 10th. Bulldogs on first and second and 2 out. As Evans comes set. Here's a pitch to James. Swings and hits it left side and through. Blake Horton coming to the third base bag. Brian Fitzgerald is going to send him. Here comes the throw offline. Blake Horton scores. Throw to third. Out there, but it won't matter. The Dogs will get the run. James Etheridge with an RBI single. He's 4 for 4 in his last 4 at-bats, and the Bulldogs lead 4-3. Brian Fitzgerald said, "You're going to have to make 2 good throws to get my base runner," and Bleckley County did not. The throw tailed up the third base line, and Horton was able to score. So how about Blake Horton? A 2-out single, and he scores the run to put the Bulldogs up 4-3 as we move to the bottom half of the 10th inning and take a break. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball on Y101. 1-2 pitch, swinging a bouncing ball right side. Hunter Brady has it, feels it, throws it to Beasley. 2 down, runner to third. Beasley runs the ball toward the mound and looks at that third base bag, and Tyler Luke puts up his hands and says, "Please no throw." 2 down, the number 9 hitter coming to the plate, no pinch hitter. 1-2 pitch, swinging a bouncing ball right side. Hunter Brady has it, feels it, throws it to Beasley. 2 down, runner to third. Beasley runs the ball toward the mound and looks at that third base bag, and Tyler Luke puts up his hands and says, "Please no throw." 2 down, the number 9 hitter coming to the plate, no pinch hitter. Austin Simmons grounded out to Etheridge, struck out 2 times in a row in the 4th and 7th, and popped it up to the second baseman, and that was Hunter Brady, who's made some big plays defensively. Bulldogs need 1 out, bottom half of the 10th. First pitch, swing and a miss. The ball gets away. It ricocheted. Wow, the umpire put his hands up. He must have foul tipped it. Dead ball. Strike 1. Dogs 4, Bleckley County 3, bottom half of the 10th. Runner at third, 2 down. And the 0-1 pitch, swinging a bouncing ball to Beasley. Goes to a knee to field it. He's going to run to the bag and end the ball game. Boy, he had to fight that ball, but he did. Etheridge was coming over. Beasley waved him off, and the Bulldogs win 4-3. A gutty victory for the Dogs, and what pitching and timely hitting by James Etheridge. And the Bulldogs are celebrating this because this was a game in which everybody had a lot invested in it. And if you lose, you got to be down, especially if you're the road team. But the Bulldogs have to be up with Beasley taking the mound in game 2 after a break. Bulldog fans celebrating, and the Bulldogs right out of the dugout definitely celebrating a 10-inning win. 4-3 in game 1 of the best of 3 as we take a break. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball on Y101.